It's finally time, guys. We're back to breaking down UFC cards. It's been, I think, over a month with no UFC. Thankfully, I've been in Thailand, and time passes here faster than in other places on Earth. So I'm thankful and grateful for that. But now it's time to get to business. We got UFC Fight Night Dern versus Ribas happening on January 11, 2025. And I like this card betting wise. I think there's a lot of spots where we can really cash on dogs actually. And there's some heavy favorites that I like, some that I don't like. And we're going to talk about it. First fight, we got Joe Solecki and Nurullo Aliev. So, Nurullo Aliev is like Khabib, okay? Let's look at him as a Khabib. What the Khabib does, he uses his grappling, his wrestling to get control. And Solecki, he's a jiu-jitsu guy. So what's going to happen? I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. We're going to have 3 rounds of Aliev being on top of Solecki, making it look like he's winning by points probably. And that's it. I see Aliev winning by decision. Solecki will pull guard, and it's gonna look like the fight Solecki had with Grant Dawson, more or less. That's what I'm seeing. We're gonna see another probably boring Grant Dawson fight style from Aliev. He's gonna win by decision, and that's it. You know, if you want to take Aliev, I think he's a lock, right? If you want to add him to your parlays, be my guest. Next one, we got Victoria Dudakova and Fatima Kline. So Fatima, I told you guys she's gonna lose against what's her name? Against Jasmine. And Jasmine was the dog. Now, the reason I said she's gonna lose is because it was at 135. She's a 125er. And now she's taking on Victoria Dudakova, who lost by split decision to Sam Hughes. She looked good in the first 2 rounds, but in the 3rd round, she really gassed hard. And I don't know if I would give Fatima a minus 900 favorite here. I don't think she's that good or she deserves that number. I think she's going to win. But Dudakova is a live dog. If she manages to stay on the feet and just use her striking, and I hope she worked on her gas tank, because that's what really prevented her from winning in her last fight. She was exhausted in the 3rd round. I think also she's cutting weight to 125 to 1. Okay, so she fought before in 115. Now she's gonna fight at 125. So that's better for her, because she's not that big in terms of size, but she should look better in terms of her gas tank at that, if she wouldn't go too much down with her weight. I'm still picking Fatima. I'm not gonna lay anything on her, not even in a parlay, because I think Dudakova is good. Yeah. Next fight, we got Bruno Lopes and Magomed Gadzhiyasulov. So Magomed just won against the guy that Lopes was knocked out against in Contender. I'm picking Magomed. I think he's going to be able to get the takedowns and control and win by decision. On the feet, I think Lopes is more dangerous. But if Magomed is smart, he's just going to take him down and control him. And that's what guys from Dagestan do. I know it looks like Bahrain, but his name is Magomed. He's from Dagestan. Okay, so again, I see a boring fight where Magomed gets the takedowns and Lopes is accepting bottom position. Lopes, by the way, he's a live dog. I'm gonna say it here and now. Lopes is a live dog. He's very dangerous. He has a submission game. He has power in his hands. But I don't know. I think that in terms of wrestling, Magomed will have the advantage. He will have the ability to stay safe on top. When it comes to his striking, he can stay safe. If he managed to stay safe with Branson Ribeiro, who's a dangerous striker with heavy hands, I see him staying safe against Bruno Lopes, who got knocked out by Branson Ribeiro. Okay, so yeah, give me Magomed. Not my most confident pick, but he should get the job done. Next fight, we got Nicolle, Caliari, and Ernesta. I'm not gonna try to say her last name. Listen, Nicolle Cagliari, the way she won her Contender, it was a come on, like the girl she fought was after pregnant. She was older, much older. She looked terrible, like completely terrible. And Ernesta is not that. Ernesta is young. She's tough. She has good striking. She is shown to be durable even on the ground with the grappling with Dion Barboza, who eventually won, but she gave her a tough fight. I think that if this fight stays on the feet, it's gonna be a long night for Nicolle. I will say that I was impressed by Ernesta's ability to survive the grappling. I'm sure she worked on that as well, just because in the last fight that's what she faced. So you know what, give me Ernesta. I think she can win by decision. Maybe she gets a knockout, I don't know, but I'm picking Ernesta to get the win here. And you know what, if Nicolle is winning here, I'll be very impressed, and I'll be looking to see what she is up against next. But for now, I'm picking Ernesta to get the win. Next fight, we got Preston Parsons and Jacoby Smith. We got two grapplers here. Now, if you ask me who's the better grappler, who was I more impressed by? I was more impressed by Jacoby Smith. I was actually unimpressed by Preston Parsons in his last fight against Ogden Elliott. He just looked terrible. He couldn't even get a takedown. Now, I will say that Ogden Elliott has really good takedown defense, but if you put Jacoby Smith and Ogden Elliott, Jacoby Smith is taking down Ogden Elliott. Don't, 100%. Man, he was nasty. Like the takedowns he used against Christian Savoy, that he had this weird takedown where I think he fucked up one of Christian legs, and then nasty ground and pound. I see him. I don't know if he's gonna take down Preston Parsons as easily as he took down Christian Savoy. He wouldn't be able to do that, but he will be able to get a takedown. He will be able to get top control. The only thing I'm worried about is Jacoby Smith just going to gas, because this is a short term. He was replaced because Preston Parsons was supposed to fight that Swedish guy, and so this is a short term replacement. Maybe he's just gonna try to go all in the first round, and if he doesn't manage to finish Preston Parsons, then it's gonna be a long night for him, because Preston is good. He would be able to go 3 rounds and put pressure. That's his name, right? But I think that Jacoby Smith is gonna get the job done. He's a very decorated wrestler. We've seen that in his last performance. The techniques he's using, his intensity, the way he's built. I like Jacoby Smith. I think he has a very bright future in the division. So I'm going to pick him to get the win. Next one, Thiago Moisés and Trey Ogden. I'm picking Trey Ogden. I'm going with my guy Trey Ogden to get the win. Listen, I'm not impressed by Thiago Moisés whatsoever. Yeah, he got a win against Mitch Ramirez, who had his first fight after losing his UFC contender. He got a debut. Trey Ogden, bro, he's a really safe striker. I would say that on the feet he's gonna be the better striker, and he's not a fish out of water when it comes to his grappling. I would say that his grappling is his strongest feat. So he might try to take Thiago Moisés down, and I would say that he would be able to take Thiago Moisés down because Ludwig Kline managed to take Thiago Moisés down. So again, you're disrespecting my guy Trey Ogden, and you're giving me Trey Ogden in dog odds. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take the Samurai to get the job done. I don't see him getting a finish, of course. I see him winning by decision. We know Moisés is very tough. He's not gonna get submitted by Trey. He's not gonna get knocked out by Trey. He will get decisioned by Trey. So give me Trey Ogden by decision. I wouldn't play him I wouldn't even play him money line, just decision. You get the most value by putting decision on Trey Ogden. Next fight we got Ihor Potieria and Marco Tulio. I'm picking Marco Tulio. I just don't think Ihor is UFC level. Come on, guys. 4 losses in his last 5, where many of them were losing by knockout or getting submitted. Marco is good. Marco is really good. He won in contender in both of his fights. He got a win against Usuri, who's like a high-level kickboxer who trains with Alex Pereira. Then he went and he knocked out someone in LFA. And then he knocked out another guy who's a French fighter. Yeah, I see Marco getting a knockout win here. We know Ihor has a questionable chin, although he survived against Cesar Almeida. This fight was so weird, by the way. But yeah, Tulio to win. I like him to win. And I think he's a good parlay piece. If you want to fatten up your odds, I would. I like him in this one. Next fight we got Johnson and Felipe Bunes. This is gonna be an interesting one. You got 2 fighters who are just not that good, with all due respect. Very mid fighters. I'll give the advantage to Johnson. He looked good at 125. Like, he caught a lot of weight, but he still looks good. He was fighting at 135 before. He lost decision to Asu. He managed to submit Chad and Helliger, which is impressive. He got twisted by the Mont Blackshear, but he was way more active, right? Look how many fights he had. He got 1 year, 4 months, 1 year, 1 month, 6 months. And this guy, his last fight was 11 months and 3 weeks ago. Before that, it was 2 years ago, and that was in the LFA. He did look good, though, against Joshua Venn in the first round, but everybody looked good against Joshua Venn in the first round. Yeah, I'm picking Jose Johnson. Not my most confident pick, but I think he has the tools to win. Yeah, so again, I'm seeing Johnson winning. I don't know how. I'm not going to lay anything on this fight, but yeah, that's the pick. Next one we got Soriano and Uros Medic. Yeah, I'm picking Medic. I think he has the ability to put people to sleep. Much better ability compared to Soriano. I was impressed by his win against Semmelsberger, against Morales. He got submitted by Turner. He got submitted by Miktik. But people who cannot submit Midik are getting slept by him. His only 2 losses were by 2 really, not even really good grapplers. Like Jalen Turner is not known for his submission. But if Jalen Turner went to submit Midik instead of trying to knock him out, because that's what Turner does, that just tells you a lot, right? Crazy this fight was 3 years ago. And the guy is 31 years old. He's still young. He's in his prime. And Soriano, 32. Okay, they're the same age. But, man, I wasn't impressed by Soriano. Yeah, he got a win against Miguel Bazea, who hasn't fought for 50 years. He lost to Dustin Stoltzfos. He lost to Kopylov. You know what? I see this fight ending like it ended with Kopylov. Because Medic is I like his style. I like his striking. I'm not saying he's as good as Kopylov, because he's not. But he's good. He's still good. He still has power in his hands. You saw how he sent Team Means to the Shadow Realm. So, yeah, give me Medic to get the win. Next fight, we got Austin Bashi and Christian Rodriguez. We've seen this before, guys. We fucking saw this before. They give those young prospects, they feed them to Sirod. And what Sirod does, he eats. Okay? Listen, Bashi, I understand the hype. But the guy he fought, Dorian Ramos, was like working side jobs. He wasn't even sure he wanted to be a fighter before he fought him. And I wasn't that impressed. Yeah, he got the submission at the end, but let me tell you something. Sirod is not going to be performing like Ramos did. And Sirod, he's different, man. I've seen him. I've been following his Instagram. He takes things personally. The guy, he lost against Erosa, and he was winning, by the way. Like, if Erosa wouldn't get that guillotine, Christian was in top position. He was winning the striking exchanges. But, man, I don't think that Bashi is as slick with his jiu-jitsu as Erosa is. Especially Erosa has nasty front head chokes, like his guillotine and his darces. He's just really good at those specific areas, because Sirod is hard to submit. We've seen it in his fight against, Rosas. I think that Bashi, like, if Bashi can keep his stamina and his, the way he fought in a contender, if he can keep it for 3 rounds, he might win. Will I lay minus 235 on him? I don't think so. If there's a dog I like in this card, it's Christian Rodriguez. I think he's coming in angry, coming to prove something that is still relevant. And Bashi, with all due respect, he never fought someone as good as Christian Rodriguez. This is going to be his toughest opposition. And Sirod is going to have the reach advantage. He's going to be the taller fighter. Bashi looks like a fucking brick, but bro, Sirod has shown us that he has the ability to win against tough competition, right? His win against Isaac Bulgarian, which I don't agree with, by the way. I think that Isaac won. But what we've seen by Christian is he can weather the storm and he can stay active in the late rounds. Give me Christian Rodriguez to win. I'll say he wins by decision. I think he's gonna get it by decision. So give me. Where is his fight? Yeah, against Simon, he also won by decision. Yeah, give me Christian Rodriguez to win. Next fight, we got Chris Curtis and Roman Kopylov. This is going to be a good one. I'm picking Kopylov, bro. I cannot not pick Kopylov in a fight where they're going to strike. I actually picked Cesar Almeida in their last fight just because I think Almeida was the better striker. And he was. He was the better striker because at the end, Kopylov went to the takedowns to survive. Chris Curtis is not going to try to take him down. He's not going to succeed as well because Kopylov really worked on his wrestling. It's going to be a back and forth fight. I think Kopylov will win. I think that he might even knock out Chris Curtis because he's that good. The question is, will he be able to knock Curtis down? I don't know. Curtis knock him out? I don't know. But man, Chris Curtis is 37 years old. The guy had wars in the UFC, right? He got injured in his last fight against Brandon Allen. He got a split decision against Marc-Andre Barriot. That doesn't look good because Marc-Andre Barriot just getting starched in every other fight since. Nasruddin Imavov, he was losing that fight. He lost to Kelvin Gastelum. When he fights against really good strikers, he loses. He knocked out Joaquin Buckley. But that was 2 years ago. I don't think he would do it to the same Buckley today. I'm going to pick Kopylov to win. I think he's going to win by decision. Yeah, I'll say decision. I don't see him knocking out Chris Curtis, but he can definitely get a win by decision. Next fight, we got Cesar Almeida and Abdul Razak Al-Hassan. Give me Abdul Razak Al-Hassan to get the win. We saw that Cesar Almeida can be taken down and can be controlled. The only question is, will the Judo Thunder will use his judo? Because he's not using his judo. He's always knocking out people out. I hope he's going to be smart in this fight and not try to strike with Cesar Almeida. Because Cesar Almeida is tough. Like, Kopylov couldn't manage to knock him out. And he can definitely be knocked out by Cesar Almeida. He got knocked out in the past, right? No, he haven't. At least in the last fight. He got submitted by Pfeiffer. He got split against Buckley. Yeah, I just wish he uses his judo. If he uses his judo and he just takes him down and controls him, he's going to win. If not, it's going to be a long night for him. There's also a problem that he can gas out. He's a storm in the first round, and then he starts to gas. I don't think it's going to be a smart idea against Cesar Almeida. Yeah, I'm picking Cesar Almeida. I think he will win just because I can't trust the gas tank and Abdul using his judo. Next fight, we got Santiago Ponzinibbio and Carlston Harris. This is another fight where I'm really not sure what's going to happen. Carlston Harris got viciously knocked out by Chaos Williams. Can he submit Santiago? I don't know, because Santiago is not really going for takedowns. He was never submitted, and he can knock you out. You got a split with Salikov. Yeah, I can see him knocking out Carlston Harris, who was also dominated by Jeremiah Wells until he got that submission win. I'm going to go with Santiago Ponzinibbio. This is not a fight I'm going to be looking to make any bets on. But I just see if it's staying on the feet, it's Santiago winning. Last fight, main event, we got Amanda Ribas and Mackenzie Dern. Everyone are on Amanda Ribas. Everyone are on Amanda Ribas. I'm going to change that. I think that Mackenzie Dern is going to win. I think that she improved her boxing. She's back with her old coach. She can get takedowns here as well. And if you look at both girls and their jiu-jitsu, I think that Dern is the better jiu-jitsu. She's the better grappler. And if it stays on the feet, I'm not that impressed by Ribas' boxing. I'm not that impressed by her striking. It's messy. She lost to Nama Nunes. She got a win against Luana Pinheiro, okay, because she got gassed. She lost to Barber. She won against Arujo, and she lost against Sarah Minara. I'm picking Dern to win. I don't see her submitting Amanda Ribas, who's a good judoka, and jiu-jitsu grappler, but she can get, I see her maybe getting a decision. I don't know. Another fight I'm probably not going to bet on, but I think that the value is on the dog, which is Mackenzie Dern. That's it, guys. If you want to join my Telegram group, the link is in the description below. I give free bets for every card. We are up for 2024. Now we're going to start. This is going to be the first slate. This is going to be the first pick for 2025. Everything is tracked, by the way. I'm going to make a new tracking sheet for 2025. For January 8th, I got, I want to get wins in the free bets. So I'm picking Nurullo and Marco to win. I'm going to send free bet for every card, so you can join. And that's it. If you enjoyed, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.